Today's YouTube suggested topic is building resilience, coping with setbacks gracefully. And I don't think I talked about resiliency in my YouTube video, so here it is. Resiliency, I think, is important in two dimensions. But in order to talk about that, we need to first kind of define what resiliency is, right? So we all have different definitions of resiliency, but the resiliency that I talk about in this video is kind of like a term for psychological immune system sort of a thing. So when your body gets an infection, when your body gets an open wound, when your body, eats something bad, the immune system comes to fight it off, right? Fight the foreign substance, and then so at the end of it, your body is victorious. But if your immune system itself is a little bit compromised, then you might have a difficult time healing from ailments, and you might have a prolonged period of being sick, and so on, right? So, resiliency is sort of like that immune system where you have this thing happen in your life, and oh my god, you're taken aback, but then if you are resilient, you sort of come back to how you normally are, right? So, the important concept here is this sort of a baseline mood, your default kind of vibe. And the two dimensions I'm talking about are this. When something happens, if you go from I'm feeling kind of normal, casual, to like, oh my god, then your amplitude, right, in terms of going up or down, is too high. It's too abrupt. So one function of resiliency is when a good thing happens, like, oh, that's really pleasant. Wow, that's nice. And when something bad happens, it's like, oh man, well, what am I gonna do about it? You know? As opposed to, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. So like, oh my god, my life is ruined. So as you can see, the former just seems like a more stable kind of option, right? So that's one dimension of resiliency. And the other dimension of resiliency is if I trend off of my base default mood, how long does it take for me to reset? So, suppose I learned that my friend is talking behind my back, and this is a really close friend of mine, and my friend has been talking shit about me all this time, and that feels really bad. And now, but after about a week or two, you're kind of okay. Then I think that's resiliency working. But if it's been 10 years and you still are feeling actively bad about it as if it was yesterday, right? Then resiliency might not be doing its job, right? So that's the function of resiliency. It serves to dampen the amplitude of your deviances in your mood, and also when something happens, it does a good job at pulling you back into your kind of default mood. Important implication of this is that what if you have a prolonged period of time where you're going through something bad, and now your baseline mood itself shifts? That can be a very big influence, right? In that case, what's gonna happen is a good thing is gonna happen, but you're gonna default back into feeling bad again. So this kind of a relationship with your default line, resiliency has a dependency on your default baseline mood. And that's why it's important to keep in mind the possibility that if you're always feeling bad, it might not really be a resiliency not working kind of a thing, but it's more of like your baseline mood has shifted downward. And that may be something you can talk about with the mental health specialist. So with that, I actually have a resiliency test that you can take, and you can find it in the link in the description. But actually, let's end the video at that, and then in the next video, I'll talk about how to kind of read the results a little bit.